When I say loud in your presence, I'm sure some people going to get in the comments and be like, well, that's just the insecure man. He don't know what a strong woman is. I don't want to walk into a corporate setting.
Yeah.
And you got a cat suit on. You got a cheetah cat suit on.
Well, not even to
loud.
that. The woman that gets loud, right? In front of that man's friends.
No,
right?
Let me tell you what is a loud turnoff. We go to eat. Like you going in on the waiter and the food, and you just and it's just my biscuit ain't hot. Ooh, my food ain't this.
Wait a minute, don't let me forget about the men that be gossiping, because y'all listen, men gossip. They messy too.
Yeah.
Men are messy too.
Hey, what's poppin'? Welcome to another episode of That's a Good Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Marcus Sullivan.
And I'm Ty Sullivan.
The co-host. You gonna say it?
I'm the co-host. They know I'm the co-host. Come on now.
Man, this we have these real world conversations that make a good podcast. And today on the show, we talking about...
You too loud on social media.
Man,
Let's talk about it.
It's so many people that be loud on social media. And let me ask you, what's your definition of being too loud?
Now, why you had to ask the first question? What if I wanted to ask you? I'm just kidding.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. My definition of being too loud on social media is when you're putting too much of your business out on social media. Like, for an example, if you're going through things with a significant other, or if you're going through things with a sibling, you know, it's like you take how you're feeling in that moment and you go back and you express that on social media. And I don't know if it's a sense of I'm doing this to get attention. Well, of course it's for attention, but just for people to ask you what's going on, and you feed off into it to tell them everything that's happening in your life. And some things is just not meant for people to know, you know?
I'm going to add to that when people are too loud on social media. When you are right, when people put too much of their personal business on there, but also loud can be your personality.
Ooh,
right?
That's good.
And what I mean by that is, like for me, I can't stand to just see like somebody acting out of character. So like you almost feel personally embarrassed.
Now go deep with that. When you say somebody's acting out on social media, take it deep. Like take it another step further. Okay. What kind of acting out?
So you scroll in the streets of Instagram, and then you have the person who pulls up at the fast food drive-thru, and the food not what it is, and they just cut the food with the person in there, you know, and you know you got the comments and people, I would have told, or laughing, and I'm like, yo, you way too loud on social media.
Yeah,
that's actually how I feel about that. But then I want to ask you this while we're talking about people being too loud on social media. And you said, man, people could be having issues with their significant other or anything like that. Why is that wrong?
Here's why I'm going to tell you it's wrong. Well, let me give this first example.
Okay.
I'm going to give it from different aspects. Let's start from relationship. If you're in a relationship, well, whether it's a business relationship or it's a husband and wife relationship, or it's a sibling relationship or a parent relationship. Okay, you caught up in your feelings, you caught up in your emotions. You go post exactly how you feeling in that moment. But let's say y'all make everything right. You got everybody else still feeling some type of way and judging that person, and they haven't even had the full opportunity to get to know that person for who they are. They're just going based off your experience, and that's an unfair, untold situation, because that person is not there to voice what may be happening.
Right.
Now, I applaud the person that chooses not to entertain the person that's posting things about them, because that shows maturity.
Meaning like you post something.
So for an example, let's say me and you at battle, right?
Okay.
Let's role play with me this time. Role play with me. Let's say we're going through some issues in our marriage, right? Okay. And I'm upset, I'm hurt, I don't like the way the situation turned out, and I go back and I post it. And I get it. Sometimes, especially as women, we get caught up in the moment and we want everybody to know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And so not even saying what's going on. You want people to see that you're hurting. Right? And you go back and you share all this information, and then you and this man me and you go back and make up.
Yeah.
now everybody's still hating you and like looking at you as
even worse. Yeah,
they're like, oh, look, you this type of man. But at the same time, the female don't realize how foolish you're going to look if you back with this person you just slaughtered on social media. It's the same thing with your sibling, man. Like, I get it. People feel like social media is a way to express themselves. And I must say this, it has helped people in a lot of ways, right?
For sure.
For example, when bullying is taking place and somebody come forth and talk about being bullied, a kid being bullied or being bullied in college or whatever, you know, and you come back and share it, it helps a lot of people to overcome things, right? Yep. It also helps a lot of people to understand how to seek for help and what you experience. I think about the scripture that says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Sure, if you're using it to that extent, that's good. You know, that's really good.
I'm gonna stay on that relationship thing, man. When you married, right? Yeah. You can't go start telling your siblings and your family
that too
what's going on behind. Right, you and I get into you can't, and it ain't necessarily even got to be bad, right? I think some of that stuff should be left out of the conversation. I can't go start telling my sister about some of the things I might disagree with you because, again, like you said,
you're still her sibling.
Man, me and you make up, and then now we show up.
She feels some type of way.
We show up to Thanksgiving and they looking at you like,
I always think about, and I think you was talking about this on your morning Zoom. Okay, you know how sometimes people have a bad experience with someone?
Yeah.
And another person come along, or let's say their friend come along. So let's say I have a bad experience with someone, right? Or my friend has had a bad experience with someone. And then I go and meet my friend, and this person that they had a bad experience with come forth or come around. And I'm like, okay, let me get to know. And they're like, girl, don't get to know her. She this, and that, and this. And it's like, why are you bad-mouthing that person and expecting me to feel the same way? That's your experience with that person. That has nothing to do with me. So I'm not going to sit here and judge that person, especially if I don't even know them.
True story. You got some friends that'll actually get mad.
Yes.
I'm beefing with this person.
Yes.
And if you don't beef with them and you still talking to them, now I'm mad at you because
you ain't my ride or die. You ain't my friend. Wait a minute. The mature side in me should be telling you, you know what y'all went through, maybe you should take that up with that person or go talk to them about it, you know?
I got one better.
Biblically, the Bible actually tells us that.
A mature person would say, my name is Bennett. Nah,
and I ain't in it.
No, real talk. A real person would say, that's between y'all, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna flip the script on.
Well, some people share it because they actually need help. They may be caught up in emotional abuse, physical abuse, or some type of abuse. But just being loud overall on social media, it's a matureness have to come from it.
Let me talk about people being loud on social media in another way, because these types of videos I'm about to talk about get a lot of clicks, and a lot of views.
Okay, which ones you talking about?
To tell you, and to be honest. It's cool, fellas. It's cool until it's your girl, right? I'm talking about the videos of the girls twerking and shaking and showing it, right?
That's still putting your business out there.
It's cool. Scroll and be like, "Oh, look at that."
Yeah.
Like, comment, right? She loud. She showing everything.
Yes.
It's cool, but your girl better not do it, right?
Yeah.
And so for the women who are twerking and showing everything. Right? Half neck, right? Showing everything. Guess what? You done show me everything. You done show everybody everything. So it's not even. I don't even.
You don't even give that man a chance to have a curiosity about you.
I don't need
You don't even give that man to have a curiosity about you. And again, I'm not bashing our women. You know, I'm a woman myself. Again, all that has a lot to do with self. A lot of it has to do with attention. A lot of it has to do with I just want the views. I want people to see me.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends. It comes from different aspects.
I read this somewhere. If you poll a group of guys, let's say 10 guys, right, and ask them what is one thing that you will not accept from your girl, right?
Right.
The answer is going to be some of the same stuff that girls is doing for their attention. Meaning, again, it's cool, but you can't be you can show it, you can shake, I'm going to like it, I'm going to comment.
It just better not be my girl.
Yeah, I don't want my girl at all.
Yeah.
At all. And so a lot of guys would be like, the loudness of a female. And I've always said, man, one of the things when I say like,
let's get into it. I know where you're going with this.
The loudness of a female is you don't have to sonically be loud, like loud in your
the
voice.
Mouth. Yeah,
I'm talking about loud in your presence.
Wait a minute. I even think about the mouth. Think about how God created our mouths. Okay. Like, he talks so much about taming our tongues.
Yeah.
You know, and that when we are to speak with wisdom. Mm-hmm. But like God created our mouth, we have lips and teeth.
Yeah.
It's like he put a gate around that mouth. So be careful with what you saying and how you saying it, because guess what? Like, that's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And when I say loud in your presence, I'm sure some people going to get in the comments and be like, well, that's just the insecure man. He don't know what a strong woman is. What I'm talking about is
take it there. You took it there.
No. What I'm talking about is you want a dude want a girl. I want to walk in the room with you, and everybody turn their head and be like, "Who is that?" Right?
Yeah.
It make me feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah,
right?
I hear
But then I don't want to walk into a corporate setting. Yeah. And you got a cat suit on. You got a cheetah cat suit on.
Well, not even to that aspect. What about the woman that gets loud, right? In front of that man's friends. No, what about, and here's the thing. I've been one of those women before. I was one of those women that I had to learn from my previous marriage. It was times where I shamed him, where I went off on him in public. Like, as God began to mature me as a woman, he started saying, you're very foolish to be loudmouth like that, and you think it's cute. Because in my mind at that time was like, oh, I'm not going to play with him. I'm going to show him better than I could tell him. You're not going to make me feel played in front of everybody. I'm going to make you feel played, not realizing how foolish I look.
Let me tell you what is a loud turnoff.
Okay.
We go to eat, right? And you going in on the waiter and the food, and you just and it's just my biscuit ain't hot. Oh, my food ain't this. Now I know we paying for it, and it's got to be the way. Yeah. But it is the tact of how you do that,
how
right?
you respond. And what about some men though? It's not just the women. Let's flip this. Yeah. What about some men? Right?
You got to tell me.
No, so I'm saying, what about those men that sit here and being loud on social media, being flashy? You have some men that go ahead.
No, what is a way that a guy is loud on social media? A guy.
It's different ways. You got some men that just want to show off everything they got. They probably feel like they on and popping, right? And they probably ain't had that status at first. Knowing social media blows everything up, so they loud and popping with that. You have some men that's just so rude and disrespectful with their mouths. They're loud. You have men that's loud with their mouth too. And wait a minute, don't let me forget about the men that be gossiping, because y'all listen, men gossip. They messy too. Yeah. Men are messy too. They like to say the women are messy, but let me, for an example, they'll be like, so what happened? So what you trying to get the scoop. You trying to hear what's going on so you can go back and be messy, because you have some men, man, they straight up tell all kind of business.
Here's an example of a loud man. Two things. Yeah. I'm looking at the camera. Two things that I think, and you can tell me if it's a turnoff, right? Yeah. A man on social media flashing his money.
If you that woman that's drawn by money and about what a person has, what that man has, you gonna like that. But if you are that woman that's confident, that knows, hey, I'm independent whether he's here or not, but I also know how to be dependent.
Turn off or turn on?
It could be a turn off. For me, that's what you're asking, if it was for me. Oh, it's a turn off to me.
Well, I'm just saying, speak for the man. Well, you can't really speak for the masses, but I will say
it's a turn off for me, because I feel like you shouldn't have to try to get my attention with that.
It's the same thing as far as a guy seeing a girl who got a nice shape twerking. It's cool until it's your man. Your man, if I get on social and I start flashing all this money, you're going to be like, babe, pump your brakes.
Pipe down.
Yeah. It's cool.
Calm your nerves.
Right? The money phone is cool until it's...
But why does that happen, though? Why are you being flashy with everything?
That's insecurity. I got to show you.
Okay, I got to show you.
Here's the other thing, and I'm sure it might be a lot of comments on it.
Yes.
Fellas, if you still taking pictures with the sign up, I ain't going to even do it. the middle finger up in pictures.
That's the teens do that. Why
it's just like grown men out here doing it too.
Yeah.
So that's it for this episode of That's a Good Podcast. Do me a favor. If there's something that you want us to talk about, drop it in the comments and be like, yo, y'all talk about this next. But, babe, tell them how they can reach us.
Yes. And let us know how y'all felt even about this topic. We didn't go fully in and immersed into the way we want to. Maybe next time. But, again, you guys are able to follow us on social media at That's a Good Podcast. That's a Good Podcast. I'm sorry. It's all one word, y'all. So we're on YouTube. We're also on IG. And we're also on TikTok at That's a Good Podcast. Make sure y'all follow us.